All right. Okay, cool. So I have to first do my physical exercises again between each and every highway. No, between each and every language lesson on Duolingo. Sometimes when I'm doing this on my own, this is the first time I'm recording it like this. But then every time you hear at the end of one lesson, then I jump up because otherwise I could be sitting on my chair for like 2 hours doing 20 languages. How many have I done so far today? I just finished Romanian, can't remember the order, but that's 1, 2 Polish, 3 German, 4 Indonesian, 5 French, 6 Russian, 7 Portuguese, 8 Chinese, 9 Esperanto, 10 Greek, 11 Swedish, 12 Arabic, 13 Italian. That's it, I think. And then Catalan, which is from Spanish instruction language, that's 14. That's it. So, I don't know. I hope. Ooh, will I be able to do 20 today? Because I don't want to confuse it too much, you know? Like, if I'm gonna do Norwegian now, I might confuse it with Swedish. Same with Danish. Then there's no use, you know? If I just go through the module, through the lesson, and it says correct answer, then if it tells me I selected the right answer, that doesn't mean that I actually learned it, right? So I don't want to confuse languages too much. I'm fine with combining Romance languages because I'm comfortable with French, Spanish, and Italian. So then, as long as I learn Catalan and Portuguese, not right after each other, but with, let's say, an hour in between, then it's okay. I can separate them. But and Romanian looks different enough than the other ones to me, so then it's fine. And the same with other Germanic languages. I mean, English, I feel confident speaking that. German too, Dutch as well. So then if I learn Swedish, that's fine. But as soon as I start combining it with very closely related other Scandinavian languages, such as Danish and Norwegian, then, I might ruin it for myself. Polish and Russian obviously are very closely related as Western Slavic languages, the same at least to me. So I should not do these right in order, but if I've done Russian and then a few other languages and then after an hour or so Polish, then I'm not going to mix up. Chinese obviously is very different than all the other languages I've done so far. It is, in my mind, closer related. In some way, it has connections with Korean and Japanese, in wording at least, and sounds from a Western perspective. So, I would also not opt for doing one or the other in a row. I have done so on this other app because I wanted to get to know Lingo Deer. So on Lingo Deer, I might as well open it. Oh, I don't know if it logs me in automatically. No. Okay, I'll show you some other time then. It was on a different computer. But then I did do Chinese and Korean and Japanese and Vietnamese right after each other, but that was just introductory, not really actively learning, just to see how the app works really. So it is confusing. Don't get yourself confused when learning languages that are closely related. And it doesn't always you can also mix up languages when they're not so closely related, because if they are in your brain closely related because you're learning them in the same period in your life, or because generally you, for instance, know your native language and an additional new language, but then when you start with another new language, it might just be confusing. So it really depends on the person, the period, and the languages, and also your background knowledge in each of those languages. So that was a little bit about language, learning different languages at the same time. I am going to learn Turkish. Well, it's gonna be difficult. Okay, I'm gonna do Turkish, why not? At least it's not really related to the others, so why not? Okay, I have done so far one of each of those, and then they open up, the next exercise, so you can move on. I passed checkpoint 1, so we're somewhere here now. So Turkish is very difficult because of many reasons. The words are hardly ever relatable to other languages. I know it's a suffix language, which means that all the word endings have specific meanings, and I don't have similar experiences, I should say. The locative and dative are going to make it difficult, and I must say Duolingo is not the best way to learn grammar, I think. So they are presenting it in context, which I do like. I really like the idea of that, but sometimes it's just easier to hear a few sentences, lines of theory, in order to understand a new grammatical item, such as the locative or dative, because I could not reproduce it myself now. Maybe taking a look at it together, we can. I've done 4 in dative and 1 in locative, it appears. Well, that means the level actually, 1 out of 5. And here in dative, 4 out of 5. So now I suppose, yeah, I completed those 3 levels, so now we can do this level 4 together. Lesson 1. Why not?
Onlara bir kitap okur.
So this is first a speaking exercise. That's not difficult because in that regard Turkish is easy. You do pronounce it the way you write it. Of course, it depends on what writing and language you're used to. So, o onlara bir kitap okur. She reads them a book. So this is she. Them.
Onlara.
Sorry, I will not do that at the same time. O is she. Onlara is them. Bir is a. Kitap, book. Okur is reads. O onlara bir kitap okur. O onlara bir kitap okur.
Ben size bir kitap okurum.
Right. Ben is I. Size is you. Bir kitap is a book. Okurum is read. So I read you a book. So the dative here is size. So you.
Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil.
I'm thinking about Indonesian saya for I, but sana I think is you. Then bir kitap again is a book. Okurum is I read. And then the last word I didn't hear.
Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil.
Okay, so the last word appears to be 3 words. This is a new type of exercise. You cannot go to the word bank here, which is very difficult.
Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil.
Okay, and that was just me saying that it's easy to write Turkish when hearing it, or because it sounds the same. Well, you have to have seen the words before, because otherwise, without any knowledge, you just write what you hear. I'm quite sure about ona, as in they, but ama, yeah, sounds like ama, but no idea if this they at the end is written like this. One more time then.
Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil.
Might as well be D. And it sounds like B, not bir. Sana, bir, it was bir. Kitap okurum ama oni değil, like that. that's a new sound. I've heard it only a few times before. I read a book to you. Sana bir kitap okudum. Sana is I. Bir kitap, a book. Okudum, read. Oh yeah, amma is but. Ona, yeah, it's to him. A dative that we're learning here. Dative pronoun, to him. Dale is the negation then. Okay. And as we heard, the second word is pronounced in my ears as in B. But you do write bir.
Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that at all to write it like this. So that's something you definitely need to sort of mind, how do you say it, like a photogenic memory. Only I cannot come up with the word, so I don't have it. Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil. Sana bir kitap okudum. A book okudum, read. Ama, but, ona, to him, değil.
Onlar bana bir kitap okurlar.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Now I'm not thinking about the order. Onlar, they read a book. And bana is me. They read me a book. They read a book to me.
Sana kitabı okurum. Sana kitabı okurum.
Okay, so now it's not a book, but something else book. So like I read the book maybe. Oh, this is interesting. So in this lesson, as it says dative pronouns, so shows you the third case. So like to someone, I read you the book. In this case, to you, I read the book to you. You would say alternatively. So then the noun in this case ends on I, kitabe. Let him pronounce it better.
Sana kitabı okurum.
Sana kitabe okurum. So the kitabe, instead of kitab, kitabe, is apparently the form that the noun, is changing to when in dative, the dative form. For read you the book. So that's actually very interesting. So I know from German or Latin or I think Russian probably, when you say I read you the book, then you as a personal pronoun would get a dative because it is to you in those languages in one word. In that word for you is then changed because of that dative to you. Fine. But now we don't even have the word you because only kitabe changes because sana means I, doesn't it? I just have to check this on Google Translate just to be completely sure. No. Okay, so sana is you. Okay, fine. That helps because otherwise it would be very complicated that the noun changes in order to show you the you personal pronoun. So forget about the last half a minute. Sana is you, so to you in this case. Kitabe is probably not even spelled this way. Let's look at the discussion form because in Google Translate it also said, did you mean kitab? This is the little Turkish without a dot, the dotless I. So ben is redundant because as it says, the word ending the verb is already conjugated to I, so I read is in okurum, so you don't need ben. So that's the question answered here. So the at the end of kitabe requires the definite article the. Okay, they're having a whole discussion. I read you the book. I read you the book. Yeah, okay, I read the book to you. But now at least we understand. It should be kitabe, as in this word. So I, the dotless I, that is so typical for Turkish. Like a silent I, no, what do you call it? A mute I, no, but not I, but kitabe. And that means the book. But then sana is you. Okay, so it's not that complicated if you know it. And this is a disadvantage of Duolingo. Even though you can look it up, it doesn't, as in some methods, first show you the rule and then some examples. She reads him. So, Anna is she. I'm just gonna I can't remember what reads is. Is it okurla? Ah yeah, just okur. And then him, a newspaper. I can't remember what that is. Gazette. And then him. We just need him. And what was him? Oh. Okay, so we need to put o first for him, then Anna, then bir, which is a newspaper, so I forgot about the indefinite article a, and swap those two, swap Anna and o, so switch Anna and o, so you literally would say him, she reads a newspaper, him, she, a newspaper reads. So, him, or in this case, them, and then I am doing the word order so weirdly for any Turkish person now, but I just need to first translate the words I see here. Now I already forgot how you say a for book. I have beard, of course. So we just need them. So is that on or onna? Onlara. Is that right? Oh. So I think I made a mistake just before, because O appears to be she. O is she. Then the word order is a little bit less different. So she, them, a book reads. Yeah. I read you the book. Okay. So okurum is I read, but it comes at the end. The book is kitabe. We know now. You is sana, and that's the start of the sentence. So at least I'm learning, hopefully. Yay! Oh, Caesar is another correct solution, but that's because Caesar, I think, is a plural for you. He reads us the newspaper. So even though these sentences are really similar and therefore dull, it is really helpful to get the personal pronouns right, which is actually not as difficult as the grammar. And then in dative form, right? In dative form. And don't forget about the accusative of the nouns. But okay, let's stick to the dative pronouns, as is the name of this lesson. Sorry for this longer video, but Turkish is incredibly difficult to me. He reads us the newspaper. So okur is he reads at the end. Gazette is newspaper. Us. Ooh. Was that bana? Or is that me? But I think we can start with he. This was she, wasn't it? Oh, so do we need on? Or just o? So he and she both appears to be o. Then us, is it bana? Or what was us? Oh shit, that's not translated. That's a shame. And there's no word bank to choose from. I can't remember what us was. Bize, gazetei, so that's the accusative of newspaper, gazetei. So gazette as the nominative, normal form, so to say, of the noun newspaper, but then ye at the end. Okay. And bize as in us. Cool. They read me a book. Onlar bir kitap okurlar. Oh, me. I forgot me. Okay, so online is they. Then we need me. Bana. I had that before for us, so it's bana for me. Bir kitap. That was right. Oh, I have to write it with a P. Okurlar. They read. Onlar bana bir kitap okurlar.
Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil.
Oh yeah, that one again. Once again, please.
Sana bir kitap okurum ama ona değil.
Ah yeah, I remember. So you, a book, I read your book, but they, what was it again? Now I remember the spelling but not the meaning. I read you a book, but they don't. But not them. But not to him. Ah, of course, ona is he, she, or to him. Now, o is he or she. Ona is the dative pronoun for the third person singular. So, to him. Maybe also to her. So, sana bir kitap okurum. I read you a book. Ama, but, ona, to him, they, not. God, we're not even halfway. I'm gonna go faster. O. Oh, we need him here. This was the newspaper, I think, so I don't know if a newspaper is gazete. Yeah, so bir is always a indefinite pronoun. Thank you, sir. Them. Onlar. Oh, that's a mistake, of course. Yeah, I already repeated that, but I'm mistaken with another language. I think onna. So o on and onna was to her or her, but o is just she or he. Onlara them bir kitap okur. He reads us the newspapers. So second chance. Well, 20th chance. I think this is he, us, the newspaper, an accusative, read. Yes. Now I am doing the same thing as he does. They read me a book. Onlar bir kitap hard. Oh, and me, we need me. Onlar bana bir kitap okurlar. I think. Yes. She reads them a book. Oh. Onlar. I was gonna say it's not that difficult, but it is. But not when you know it. Oh. She. Onlar. Them. Bir a kitap. Book. Okur. Reads. Oh, but that's just one typo, I would say. Oh, that's just an A. Now, okay, but I suppose they as a nominative is onlar, and onlara is them. So that's very important because that's the whole point of this dative pronouns exercise. O, onlara, them, to them. Bir kitap, a book, okur, reads. This is the same, right? Yay! That's a great finish. I'm not gonna learn Finnish. Definitely not. I'm watching a Finnish TV series now. Well, Netflix series. Oh, and that's difficult. I'm not gonna start with that. I'm not gonna start with Finnish. So I've earned so many points today. Level 5, yeah. What's that? Practice. No, so this is what I've shown you with Polish just now. So this one's finished now. And then it will break up later if you don't practice it again. So that's it for Turkish. Maybe I can do a few more. Maybe Spanish after this because it's easier.